Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, it is the 10th anniversary of the DFW Technology Prayer Breakfast. You're going to meet the Director of Communications next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, as a preacher's kid, I have never hid my faith under a bushel, and I'm a big fan of those organizations that allow you to speak your truth, especially when it comes to your faith. Somebody who knows something about that, Emily Bell-Wootten, she is the Director of Communications for the DFW Technology Prayer Breakfast. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay, for the people who haven't heard of this, and it's been around for 10 years, tell us what it is.
Well, the DFW Technology Prayer Breakfast was started, like we said, about 10 years ago. And Jeff Clement and a couple of other guys in the technology industry knew that there was something missing, right? There's a lot of debate in society now talking about ethical business practices, right? And they said, why don't we start creating an area where we can give people a safe space to be able to live their faith out loud is something that we talk about all the time. How do you be your authentic self wholly, whether it be in your personal life, in your church, or in a business environment? And so the DFW Technology Prayer Breakfast was started that year just as an annual event, but we've lucked out is that we have a community that's growing, and we have actually expanded our services to have virtual programming. We're having monthly meetings. We're having some lunch and learns. And we're just really trying to create a community instead of just a one-time event that people come to.
That's beautiful. I found a good overview video. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Imagine coming together in a room with hundreds or 1,000 people who are all either seeking a relationship with Jesus Christ or living out their faith or wanting to live it out more boldly at work. And we all come together and we encourage one another to be real. Every year we bring all these leaders together from the DFW technology community, and we allow a place where it's safe to talk about your faith in Christ. What we want you to do is we want you to get inspired to go back and live it out at work boldly. And we also want to provide a safe place for those who don't know Jesus to understand more about him and to start them to seek a faith with Christ on their own. Wherever you are in your faith journey, we want you here. We want you to come be a part of this, and then we want you to take it back and live it out boldly everywhere you go.
I think that's an amazing event, and each year you have award-winning speakers, and you were So tell us, there are tickets still available.
There are tickets. We don't sell individual tickets, just so you know. What we try to do is get people to purchase tables and invite 9 of your good friends. We also say the rule of threes is 3 people who are very strong in their faith, maybe 3 people who are on the fence, and 3 people in your workplace that know nothing about Jesus Christ. So invite a whole group. I will say the prayer breakfast is just so inspirational. When people come in and the sun is coming up through the windows at the Irving Convention Center and everybody's drinking coffee together and they're just networking, you feel the warmth. You feel the love of Christ. You feel the warmth and the love of others. And it's just an amazing thing to describe to people. I've described it that way before to people, and they said, "You've sold me. We're coming. Like, it's going to happen." So we will make sure that there is coffee flowing for everyone. And it is early. It starts at about 6:30 in the morning for networking, but the breakfast starts at 7:30, and it's a really good program. The speakers that we've had over the years, we do target technology, but I do like to say is we don't exclude anyone. Every company is a technology company now, and they should be focused on that. So there's going to be a technology department that you could target. People who are in real estate come. We're, again, agnostic when it comes to that. We just want to make an impact. But you can purchase tables or you can become a sponsor. I like to see logos. And the reason I like to see logos is, again, for the impact. If there is a logo of a Toyota, if there is a logo of a PepsiCo, if there is a logo of a technology company here in the Metroplex, people say, oh, wait, what? I'm represented there? This is awesome. I'm going to go start asking questions. I'm going to find my community of people internally. So it's not as much as just about the sponsorship, even though we would appreciate support for sure. We have fees and things that we have to pay for during the year to be able to have this community grow. But, get a table, invite your friends. It's really about individual impact.
Sure. We've got some video from and still pictures from a previous breakfast from about 3 years ago. I want to put that on the screen, and just the camaraderie. I mean, you end up developing friendships, I imagine.
You do. We have had some people who told us, I really do come for the networking, but then afterwards they say, your speaker spoke something specific that touched my heart. Last year we had Mark Stone, who was the CISO of the A&M system, and a lot of people know him. He's also well known as a mentor. So having him come and speak, he talked to the younger generations about what they should be doing to prepare themselves for the workforce and how to live your faith in the workforce, but you also have to be a good steward of your talents. And that was amazing. We have a lot of people in the prayer breakfast that are impacted by job loss. And so one of the missions that we have is called Transition Point, where we help people who are in job transition come into a space where they can talk about the frustration and the loss, because everyone's lost their job at some point in time, right? Everyone understands that it's a sad period of time, whether it's financial or family. You just don't really know where to go. And then also to give you a network of people who are going to help you find a job, right? So Transition Point is there. So we'll have a lot of people that will come in and volunteer. They'll come to that seeking that networking component. But again, they walk out hearing something that I am allowed to be myself in my corporate environment. And this is the society, the group that's going to help me to be able to do that.
And to prepare for the show, Emily sent me a one sheet. Let's go ahead and put that on the screen, because I want you to talk about the speakers this year.
So the speakers this year are Anna Lopez. She's the CEO of a recruiting and technology company in Silicon Valley. She's actually been involved in the prayer breakfast in Silicon Valley before. We're delighted that she is coming. She's going to talk about her family life and what it was like to be a woman in technology in Silicon Valley. So you guys definitely want to attend. And then Robert Hunt actually is one of the founders of the DFW Technology Prayer Breakfast. And he has a CEO or an executive networking group, mentorship group here in the Metroplex. And he became an author this past year. So he's talking about his book, and he'll give us insights about that. It's called, he likes to talk about margin. How do you create margin in your life? Whether it's, working a lot, you don't want to be just identified by your job. You also want to be identified by how you give back, right? What are you doing in your life to have work-life balance? So it'll be interesting to hear from him as well.
Okay, we only have a minute or two left, so look into that camera on the left. That's your viewer, and talk to them about why they might want to either become a sponsor of the event or buy a table.
So our desire is to actually create a relevant business environment for professionals, technology professionals, to come and meet together. But the idea is that we want to help you create a life-changing relationship with Jesus Christ. So we're unabashed about that. Like, come and learn about Christ. We're going to create the space for you to feel good about talking about that. And the other thing is, properly represent Jesus Christ when you're in the workplace environment. We want people to hear about the gospel. We want them to believe and then follow Jesus. But at the same time, it's about how you act with other people. You can talk about your mission all day long, but if you're not living it, people aren't going to believe you. So let's create a community of impact. And that's my theme for this year is Impact 2023. How do you do it at the individual level? That's really what it's about. So we follow, serve, and proclaim Jesus Christ. We're humble, we're servant leaders, we're mentors, and we put God into the forefront of all of our work. And we really are doing this. So, come visit us for the DFW Prayer Breakfast. Have breakfast with us, as we like to say. Have some coffee, see the sun come up, and then follow through afterwards. Mentor someone, bring someone next year. Talk about it in your workplace environment. Let people know that you are leading with faith. The decisions that you make are impacted by what you are living on a daily basis. That's just really what we want. Just go out and live your faith out loud. And join us. Join us on the mission. Get the word out. Get some corporate sponsors so people are feel like they are recognized and that they have a place in corporate America, as well as just in your free time. Volunteer your efforts to something that's meaningful. And I would say that's why you should get involved.
Awesome. Emily, you've been a great guest. We're going to leave you with the website, which is DFW Tech PB for prayerbreakfast.com. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.